At age 7, I used to go to an UNRWA school run by the United Nations. I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to help people. A respected teacher came. He said to us, "Listen, children, you must kill the Jews. Jews have 3 legs and an eye in the middle of their forehead." He said to us, "Anyone who slaughters a Jew will go to heaven. You will kill Israelis and kill Americans." Why should we kill Americans? They are not Muslim. All the children in school will chant Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and recite the Bismillah prayer. Kill the Jews, kill America. Kill the Jews, kill America.
Myself and many other people have spoken about this situation with Palestine and Israel. Everyone wants to talk about the land, the land, the land. We know that the issue was never about the land. The issue was about the Jewish people, the hatred for the Jewish people and wanting to eliminate them, and also hatred for America, hatred for Christians. And you see when it comes to their kids, they start young, very young, teaching them that the Jewish people are not humans and God will bless them if they kill them. They have 3 legs and they have an eye in the center of the forehead. So therefore they're not human and you're doing God a favor. Well, not God, I'm sorry. Allah a favor by killing them. And then killing Americans because they're not Muslim. They indoctrinate their kids very young with this hatred ideology.
I grew up in Nahariya, which is a Jewish town in northern Israel. I was raised as Muslim, to believe in Allah, which is God, to believe in the Prophet Muhammad. There was a lot of fear about what would happen to you if you're not following all the directions that you're receiving in the Quran and the teachings of the Nabi Muhammad.
لا انه نعمل حرب انه نفرج اليهود انه احنا مش انه احنا مش شاطرين احنا قوايا كمان.
يعني انهم بيعلمونا بالمدرسه انهم ارهابيين
بيحكوا لنا عن اليهود انهم هدول مش منيح وهدول بقتلوا قاعدين الشباب.
They're either Muslims or infidels. America is not good. America is Satan. Israel is not good. The Jews are not good. They brainwash you from a very, very, very young age. Very young age. Against the Jews, against America, against the West, against the infidels, against everything that is not us, everything that is not Islam.
When you see people talking about the genocide that Israel is doing to Gaza, what about the genocide that the Palestine people are doing to their own kids? By preparing them not to live, not to love, but preparing them to hate and preparing them to die. What type of future is that for a child that from the time they're born, they're conditioned to want to kill? They're given a spirit of hate against people that have done nothing against them. But their parents and their parents before them are teaching them to hate and kill, hate and kill. That's a genocide against their own kids, but people don't say that. People don't talk about that aspect of it.
I saw how terrorists are being made. They're not being made in some dungeon in Afghanistan. And they're not national movement for Palestine. They're a religious movement that want to transform the Middle East and the entire world into an Islamic state. But it will go to Europe, it will go to America. They would kill anyone who went against them.
And if you notice, they never say to their kids, the reason we're doing this is because they stole our land. No, they're saying we're doing this because they're not human. They're animals. God will bless you. Allah will bless you if you destroy them, if you get rid of them. They gear them up to look forward to killing Jewish people, killing Christian, and hating America. They're inside America, hating America, want to destroy America, want to make people, you're either going to die or become a Muslim. That's the radicalization, the ideology they're teaching their kids in school.
We live in one of the They want sheep. They want people who are going to blindly follow. And you're already seeing the foundation starting to crumble a bit because we can't have civil dialogue with each other without it becoming a shouting match or full of hatred. The next generation of Americans accept that as the norm. Now you're starting to establish a foothold in the West where that's the window of opportunity for more radical ideas that come in.
And Hamas is everywhere, right? Not only Hamas, ISIS is everywhere. These movements are everywhere.
And we will not stop until it enters every home. This threat is imminent. We've just lost this sense of unity. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we're getting to a point of no return.
And like I have said before, I'm not speaking about all Muslim, just the radicalized Islamic mentality that these Muslims have, that to the point that they do not want to live in peace with anyone. They are a death cult, but a lot of people, for whatever reason, in the United States don't want to see this. The world don't want to see this. Even though they're telling you this, even though you see it for yourself, these people still don't want to believe it. So how can you expect Israel to live peacefully next to someone who don't see them as human and who feel that it's their duty to eliminate them off the face of the earth? There are people in Israel it's not just the European Jews that you see or the white looking Jews that you see. There's other people living in Israel that want to live in peace, that want to have a family, raise their kids, and not have to worry about terrorism. Now, us in the United States have to also think about that. How do we want to live? How do we want to, raise up our kids, our future generation? Do you want them indoctrinated with this mentality? Or do you want to be faced with that choice yourself? Either you become a Muslim or you die. You have to think about that. Once again, I'm not saying all Muslim. I'm speaking about the radical ones, the ones that you see that's living in America but despise and hate America. And another thing I want to speak about, you always hear Candace and other people saying that Jews run America, Jews run the United States. If they ran the United States, would this be happening? They always want to talk about how much money the United States give the Jewish people. What about the money that was given to Palestine from the United States? Even though the United States knew they were a terrorist group, even though the United States knew that they hated America, even though the United States is supposed to be allies with Jews, they still gave Palestine money. But no one wants to speak about that. The truth is more important than a lie, and people need to start looking at the truth, acknowledging the truth, and challenging these lies that are being spread. It's not about supporting this person, that person, or whoever. It's about supporting the truth. Jesus is about truth. He's about shining the light on the truth and dispelling these lies. Once you have the truth, you can make your own decisions based on the truth, but you would never be happy with the choices you made when you make a choice based on a lie. Because when the truth come out, you're going to always be disappointed. These people are not happy. If you have that much hate in your heart for another human being, you will never be happy. They are not happy and they will never be satisfied. They will never live in peace with anyone because they only have one focus, one thing on their mind: destroy, destroy, destroy. So really think about what's going on instead of just going behind what someone else say. So how would that look that you're running, Israel, you're running America, but you're allowing them to give money to the people that want to take you out. What sense would that make? Why no one talk about how much money? And then if you think about it, if they truly, truly, truly was people that was under all this stress, depression, or whatever, what happened with all that money? Why wasn't that money used to take care of them? Why wasn't that money used to feed their people? Instead of using that money to get rich themselves, Hamas, the leaders, and forgetting about their people, instead of using that money to buy food, they bought weapons with. Because we know where Israel get their weapons from. So where do Palestine get their weapons from?